distinguished participants, and my young friends. टॉपिक पे आने से पहले डॉक्टर विपन ने बहुत कुछ कहा. आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू हिम. डॉक्टर विपन आज भी वो चिंगारी है उनमें जो मैंने 1986 में देखी थी. इन्होंने बहुत कुछ कहा लेकिन उन्होंने एक चीज नहीं कही कि ये इनकी अपनी मेहनत, अपनी लगन थी जिसके कारण ये आज इस मुकाम पे पहुंची है. इन्होंने कहा कि लखनऊ गए थे ये काम करने के लिए, लेकिन उस वक्त ऐसा हुआ कि हमने डेट डिसाइड कर ली कि इसमें जाएंगे. शिमला में दिसंबर में छुट्टियां होती थी कि जी छुट्टियों में जाके लखनऊ में मौसम भी ठीक होता था और वहाँ काम करेंगे. जो डेट थी टिकट बुक हुई और चले गए हम उस ढंग से, मैं भी इनके साथ. तो मैं तो 2-3 दिन बाद आ गया वहाँ से और ये वहीं पे अपना काम किया. उन्होंने काफ़ी दिन रहे. एक दिन जब वापस आए तो थीसिस लिख रहे थे, तब बात चली. तो कहता जी मेरी बहन की शादी हो गई. मैंने कहा कब हुई? कहता जब हम लखनऊ में थे. और वो गिल्ट मैं आज तक लिए बैठा हूँ कि अगर मुझे ये पता होता कि वो शादी है, इनकी सगी बहन की शादी है, और ये मुझे पहले बताते तो हम हफ्ता बाद में जा सकते थे. लेकिन वो नहीं है. ये रिफ्लेक्ट करता है. दिस रिफ्लेक्ट्स हिज इंटेंशंस, हिज डेडिकेशंस and is working in sincerity towards the science and academics. And because of his interest, his enthusiasm, after even when he joined the HP government service, after that he wanted to continue his research and he joined PhD and in one of the best institutes in the country, Dehradun Wildlife Institute. And he graduated from there, and now in India and internationally he is known as the brown bear man. Manali College is lucky, fortunate. So are its teachers and students and the local population that you have such a gem with you today. He has followed the footsteps of his father. He was a doctor. He worked sincerely, and so he did throughout. We remained in touch when we first met in 1985. We remained in touch, and today when he said that you have to come, I said, okay, no problem. All of my life, I'm there for my students and for the academicians. Come what may. Thank you, Vipan, and thank you, Sociology Society, for inviting me here. The topic, transforming Asia, development, tourism, and environment in mountains. I mean, in 2 days, lot of has been said about tourism and all. Of science, whether it is social science, it is applied science or whatever it is. The purpose is twofold. One, to increase the lifespan of the individual, the longevity. At the time of independence in India, the average lifespan was 48 to 50 years. Now it is 72 years. And this is because of the better health care, the awareness and all that. So first is the longevity, the second is to make the life comfortable. This is all around. Whatever it's, whether it is academic, science or anything, or space research, whatever it is around these two things to make the life comfortable. Life comfortable means more development, more innovations, and when the physical development occur, these developments, the first victim of that is the environment. They say the first step towards development is the carving of roads. And when roads in the new area, most of the trees are cut. But the unfortunate thing is, it takes hundreds of years to have those trees, but nobody cares to plant new trees. So, environment is the first casualty of development. We have to make a balance. Development is must for the growth of the society, for the growth of the individual, for the growth of the nation. Development is must, but it should be in equation with the environment, not at the cost of environment. There are thousands of NGOs who are working for one or the other social aspect for the welfare of the society in this thing. And I think in the last 4-5 years, thousands of them, of those NGOs, have been found to be siphoning the government money and nothing else. That's not development. I have seen in Dubai before 2000, year 2000, was nothing, it's a very desert state. But you go today, it is one of the best. And that, those mountains of sands, they have grown flowers, micro irrigation there. They have made a city in the sea. Go to Singapore and see how beautiful they have managed. In India also, we are trying in Himachal Pradesh. The government is trying to protect the environment. They have taken good measures. Plastic was banned in 2011 in Himachal. Thermocol in 2018. But still we get chips packets, milk pouches, all that. So in Shimla or in any hill station you go, people having the bag hanging from their shoulders. But in real sense, that polythene and thermocol is still there. Development, environment and tourism, the best chosen topic for you. What you have done is tourism. I'm not expert in that, but whatever I could get the information, Himachal, or there are these 14 states, 12 states and 2 union territories, which are around this Himalayan range, from here all the way to Arunachal, from Ladakh to Arunachal. Of these, the tourists, they had made what you call the garbage dump of the hill stations. Buses loaded with passengers, with their ration, utensils and everything. I have seen when they come to Shimla or to Himachal, they will park the bus on the roadside where there is a running water or something like that. They will cook their food and leave that place, leaving the garbage. So most of the tourists, they leave us with garbage. But that's not the right scenario. 0.68 crore domestic and about 83 lakh foreigners they visited Himachal Pradesh in tourism. Those who are dealing with the tourism, they must be having very accurate data. And about 80% of them, or there was a fall in 80% of tourists in 2020 because of when we understand the pandemic. It is not, the pace is taking up. Point is, people have money. They like to spend money. And they want the luxury, the comforts. Government, if everybody is looking towards the government, it's not possible overnight. Many tourists, they were stranded. There was no milk for the children, no egg, no bread, and even many sold their clothes, their cameras, their ornaments, whatever they could carry. Then they could buy the ticket to go back. The porters, just for carrying a small thing, they were usually charging $20 or $30. They were charging 2,000 or 3,000 rupees for that. That kind of fleecing gives something negative for us. Government is, as I said, taking real care, and I know one thing. I had a project for Chandratal biodiversity. In 2006, I went there and I saw the tents packed at the bank of the lake in that area. And everything, whatever is the food, leftovers, garbage, anything is dumped there. And I went there 2-3 times and I thought that the fate of this lake, that's a beautiful lake. Many of you must have visited that. That's a beautiful place. The fate of this will be just like Khajar Lake. Khajar has become just a small pothole in the lush green outer field. The horse, Scrita and everything is going into that area. And now that has reduced almost to a small pond, or what you call chapad. Chandradal, we finished the project and we sent the recommendations to the government that if you don't stop this, it will be, this lake after a few decades will be no more. And I think good sense prevailed. After about 3-4 years, when I again went there, I found that there is no activity, commercial activity, no vehicle parked just at the right bank of the lake, but every commercial activities by 2 or 3 kilometers before the lake. So my advice to this society is that whatever is your outcome of this international conference, make some recommendations, concrete recommendations, submit it to the government so that the tourism, the wildlife, the environment is saved. Academicians have a very important role. And that kind, don't think like that, okay, we will write and nobody will bother for that. No, people do bother your advice. And I'm sure many of the participants have poured in absolute knowledge, beautiful ideas, and as Dr. Rathore said, that many new informations have come up. That's an achievement of the conference. And I congratulate the organizers for that. I particularly thank the students who performed the Nati. Very nice, talented youngsters. My congratulations and thank you, Dr. Rathore, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everybody.